Saving that first big chunk of money, it can feel totally out of reach, almost like a myth, especially when you're not pulling in a huge salary. I get it because I was right there, but I did it. I saved my first $10,000, and I'm going to walk you through the exact blueprint that got me from zero to there.
And honestly, that's exactly what it felt like. For years, I was just stuck, living paycheck to paycheck. The whole idea of having a real financial cushion, it felt like staring up at a sheer cliff face with no gear. It really did seem like an impossible climb, a goal meant for somebody else, not me.
But this number, $10,000, that became my summit. And you have to understand, it was never just about the money. It was about proving to myself that I could actually do it. This was the tangible goal, the finish line that I knew would change everything. And believe me, it did. So let's really talk about that impossible climb. For me, the whole journey started the moment I confronted this massive mental block, this huge lie that keeps so many of us financially paralyzed.
This, right here, this is it. The biggest lie we tell ourselves. We think the problem is our income. We think, oh, if I just got that raise or if I just landed that better job, then all my money problems would magically disappear. But here's the thing. For most of us just starting out, that's just an excuse that distracts us from the real work.
And this really shows the shift in thinking that has to happen. You have to move away from an income focus where you're just passively waiting for more money to hopefully fall into your lap and move to a strategy focus. It's all about taking control right now with intentional action and some serious determination, no matter what your paycheck says.
This basically became my mantra, strategy over salary. Because yeah, more income is always great, we all want that. But it's a powerful strategy that actually gets you moving. A real plan is what turns that impossible climb into a series of small, achievable steps.
So what was this amazing plan? It was this exact 5-step blueprint. First, a shocking financial audit. Then, a minimalist budget with some fierce cuts. Third, automating and elevating my savings. Fourth, earning more but smartly. And finally, and this is so important, celebrating the milestones. This was my roadmap to the summit.
All right, let's break this down. The 5-step plan. This is where we get into the nitty-gritty. How I went from just wishing things were different to actually making them different.
The first step was brutal honesty, and I mean truly painfully brutal. I forced myself to go back through 3 full months of bank statements and track every single dollar. Every coffee, every forgotten subscription, every late-night pizza. It wasn't about shame, it was just about getting the cold, hard data. And man, was it a cold shower of truth.
And the truth? Well, it looked a lot like this chart. I found all these money leaks. I'm talking hundreds of dollars a month just vanishing into thin air on things that gave me almost no real lasting value. Seeing that massive discretionary slice, that was the shock to the system I needed. It showed me exactly where my opportunity was hiding.
So, once I knew where all the money was going, it was time for step 2. I built a minimalist budget. And I have to be really clear here. This isn't about being cheap. It's not about depriving yourself of all joy. It's about being incredibly intentional. It's about making your spending line up with your biggest goals.
I looked at those money sinks from the audit and I made some fierce cuts. Eating out for lunch every day? Nope, that became packing my own lunch. 3 different streaming services? I picked one. I put some expensive hobbies on pause. Every single cut was a conscious choice, a vote for my future self and for that $10,000 goal.
Okay, now step 3. This is where the magic really happens. This is probably the most critical part of the whole thing. You have to remove yourself from the equation. That old advice, pay yourself first, it's a cliche for a reason, because it flat out works. I made saving automatic. It was the very first thing that happened the second my paycheck hit my account.
And the way I did it was by setting up automatic transfers to a totally separate high-yield savings account. The key here is that it wasn't my normal checking account. It was harder to get to. That friction made it so much harder to just dip into for some impulse buy. Out of sight, out of mind. It's that simple.
And then came the elevate part. Anytime I had a little extra cash, or maybe I cut another small expense, I'd go in and just bump up that automatic savings amount by $5, by $10, whatever. Slowly but surely, my savings rate started to creep up until eventually it was hitting 30, sometimes even 40% of my income.
Now, cutting expenses got me in the game, but to really speed things up, to accelerate my progress, I knew I had to boost my income. But step 4 wasn't just about working more hours, it was about working smarter.
I focused on side hustles that used skills I already had and paid a decent hourly rate. things like freelance writing or some virtual assistant work. But I had one rule, and it was non-negotiable. Every single dollar from my side hustle went directly into that savings account. It never even touched my main account. It was goal money, period.
Look, a journey like this, it's a total marathon, not a sprint. And that is exactly why step 5 is so critical. To stay motivated for the long haul, you have to stop and acknowledge your progress. You have to celebrate those small wins along the way, or you'll burn out. And this is pretty much what my journey looked like. I remember hitting that first $1,000. It was this huge mental victory, so I celebrated with a nice dinner that I cooked at home. When I hit the halfway point at $5,000, I treated myself to a day outdoors, just a long hike. These weren't expensive splurges. They were small, pre-budgeted rewards just to keep my eyes on the prize.
And when I finally hit that $10,000 mark, I realized the real reward wasn't actually the money. It was something much deeper, much more profound.
That money became a shield. For the first time in my adult life, I had a real emergency fund. I had breathing room. It was this incredible peace of mind, knowing that if the car broke down or I had an unexpected medical bill, I could handle it. I could handle it without going into a panic and into debt.
And what I really didn't see coming were all these other benefits. I developed this unbreakable confidence from setting a huge goal and actually seeing it through. I learned incredible discipline and resourcefulness. And most importantly, I gained the power to make life choices from a position of strength, not desperation. That was the real prize.
So look, this blueprint worked for me when I was on a low income, and I know it can work for you. Don't let your salary be the excuse to hold you back. Your journey toward that first major milestone, it can start today, right now. So, just remember, it's not about wishing for it. It's about making a plan and taking that first step. Hitting this goal isn't just about the money in the bank. It's proof to yourself that you are capable of incredible things. It sets the stage for a lifetime of financial freedom. So the only real question left is, will you do it?
Ultimately, mastering your finances isn't about magic. It's about knowledge, discipline, and consistent action. I hope this video has empowered you to take control. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep building the financial life you truly desire. If you're ready for more insights, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments, what financial topic do you want to conquer next? Let's build wealth together.